But let's start the first 10 exercises. They are a small part of the first section of Paneurhythmy, which has 3 sections. The first part consists of 28 exercises, which the teacher calls Paneurhythmic ones. That is, this is not yet Paneurhythmy, but a preparation, a prep class, a transition to the real Paneurhythmy, the sun rays and the pentagram. If we divide it to A, B, C, the first big cycle relates to the physical world, to our Earth. Since the very first gesture of the 10 exercises, the seeds from the divine and the spiritual world are planted in this physical one. The small cycle, that is, the first 10 exercises, represent one continuous cycle, as the teacher says, because they correspond with the season spring. It will be good to mention here that in Paneurhythmy all seasons of the year are presented. Spring, summer, autumn, and the winter is understood as a preliminary, internal, invisible process to our eyes, as the processes in nature. When in the autumn the grains of wheat are planted, throughout the entire winter they lie under the soil, waiting for the appropriate conditions to grow. That is, waiting for the spring. They are not dead, but simply not activated. They are in a state of rest, but under this external rest inside themselves, they are working, concentrating all their energy, waiting for spring. The seeds are still inactive in a state of peace, but under the external calm they work within themselves. They concentrate all their energy waiting for the appropriate moment to let their roots downward towards the nutritive juice of the earth and to gather all their powers to pierce this hard shell and come out on the surface. On the earth, in the soil, where the conditions for their germination are much more favorable. It is not by chance that the teacher speaks so often about the grain of wheat. He says the grain of wheat symbolizes the road of the human soul. From its very coming down on the earth through the spirit till its flying away back to its celestial place of origin, this is a long road of the human soul on which we're going to dwell later. So back to the notion that the winter in Paneurhythmy is understood as the individual work of each human soul, of every man, who has decided in full conscience to start on the road of evolution. And when a work is done conscientiously, the conscience attracts the energies. The invisible beings, who are our helpers, when they see our conscientious efforts to go on the road of improving, become so happy that they try their best to help us. And so back to the first 10 exercises, representing one small but continuous cycle, in fact correspond to the processes which take place in nature, around us and along with us, which in spring are eager and quick. Until yesterday there was snow, then the spring wind starts blowing and the sun shining, and here they are, seeds in germination, quick to grow, the flowers in bloom. That is why the first 10 exercises are played in the same pace, no pause between them and no stop. They are continuous because they are related to the invigorating spring energies. Of course, we have to understand it as a symbolic awakening of the human soul. And this awakening is not a one-act process, but a gradual one, as it all happens in nature around us. It is dangerous for the human soul to be awakened suddenly, either very fast or not in time. It is not yet strong and is not in a position to stand these vibrations, and then, alas, unwanted things can happen to it, namely to the human personality. It lives within us.